My Overcomer's testimony started about 3 years ago. I was in prison in Texas. For 20 years of my life, I was a criminal and a drug addict, bound and chained by addiction and crime.
I'd like to say my story started with my parents because they met in Alcoholics Anonymous, and so I kind of grew up in a 12-step program. I started using when I was very young. I was a full-blown meth addict at 13. By the time I was 17, I started putting needles in my arms and using heroin.
I had the Red Sea facing me. I didn't think I was ever going to get out of prison. And then God made a way.
I had gotten really bad into alcoholism and just you name it. Every kind of drug and dope, I did it. And I did it to its fullest. I spent many years on the streets and in abusive relationships.
And I went to an Overcomer's meeting around 4 or 5 o'clock with a friend of mine, not planning on changing my life or not planning on doing anything but just getting out of my cell for a moment. And when I got there, Overcomers was way different than I ever expected. I went back to my cell and I felt something different, and I had a little bit of hope in my life, in my heart, but I was facing about 12 other charges.
I would always revert back to AA. I would go back to those rooms, or NA, I'd go back to those places because I knew that the only solution was God. And so I'd go back and I'd try to work the steps and I'd really try and do it. I remember the first time I'd ever did the steps. I really did the best that I could, but there was that one thing in my 5th step that I left out. And so when I got drunk again, I was like, oh, that's why I got drunk, because I wasn't completely honest on my 5th step, but the truth was that there was something greater that was missing, and that something greater was Jesus Christ. And
the center focus was on Christ. And every story and every day and every lesson was a testimony, showing that through Christ you can overcome addiction, you can overcome any kind of bondage that's not what we're supposed to live in.
My name is Chuck Perry, and I'm the head chaplain at the Hunt County Detention Facility in Greenville, Texas. Our facility has had a very active Overcomers program for many years now. While our facility has a full menu of programs to help people when they exit our detention facility back into society, we've concluded over the years that the Overcomers program is probably the most effective program we have in making long-term behavioral changes in the people that have gone through the program. Over the years, I've seen people enter back society, become successful businessmen. We've had people that have been addicts and have gone through the program a number of times and actually become instructors and are now teaching or facilitating the program to people that have the same type of problems that they had once in their past. So I'm an ardent supporter of Overcomers. I believe in the program. I have seen the results firsthand, and I know that if taught properly or facilitated properly, this program will change lives.
Overcomer all the way. I don't see myself being anything else. I don't put any limits on Christ, any limits on my future, and I'm an overcomer.
Showed me that it's much bigger than just a program. It's Jesus, and so I owe my life to it.